Welcome to a brand new episode on More Motivations YouTube channel. Today is going to be fun, especially if you're a woman in quarantine. We're going to do some makeup therapy and motivation. Now, today's version of makeup and motivation is we're going to talk about dun, 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 dun. We're going to talk about the side effects of wanting to be liked. Sis, I know you've been there, done that. I've been there, done that, and it happens. Like, some of us have fallen victim to wanting to be liked. So we're going to talk about that while doing some makeup. And it's Sunday. You're watching this on a Wednesday. But I'm just so excited that I'm being consistent. If you really know me like that, you would know this is a milestone, okay? A milestone. So get some tea, get some wine, curl up, get in the mirror like me, and let's do our makeup together. Boop. And make sure you subscribe. I'm giving you like 10 seconds to subscribe. Go ahead. Right now. Go ahead and like and subscribe right now. Pause the video. All right, so I've already done my brows. So if I look a little crazy, don't mind me. I've already moisturized. I'm not a prime girl, but I do moisturize with Pond's. The label is off, but Pond's, get that from your local Target. So we've already drawn out our brows. Now I'm gonna go in with some concealer that I put on my hand, and it's my favorite drugstore concealer, which is L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, the best drugstore concealer aside from the OG. Y'all remember this one from the hair store. Aside from this one, this is what we're carving out our brows with. So as I carve out my brows and talk to you guys, let's jump into the topic. So I know that a lot of us have had an experience or two where it bothers you if someone doesn't like you. Now, you may be delivered from that syndrome now, but you may have gone through that in the past, especially when you're younger. And it really annoys you when you feel like you're not fitting in. People don't understand your personality. They're not understanding, what God has put over your life. They just don't get it. And they're not trying to get it. And you find yourself in a position where you're like, bro, I'm just not meshing with the general public. Whether that be at school, whether that be at work, whether that be, at just a regular social, whatever environment you find yourself in where you just feel like you're not blending in, don't think of it as a punishment. Think of it as a reward. Now, if we're being honest, it took me a while to look at it that way, because when I was growing up, I was bullied a lot. Ain't nobody was really checking for me. I was very misunderstood growing up. I was the only child who only knew love from my parents and family. When I got out into the world, they coughed me right back up, okay? Ain't care nothing about me. And I couldn't understand it as a young girl, trying to understand my identity. I didn't understand it. So as I got older and I started developing my own self-love for myself, I realized how detrimental it is to want to truly have the masses just like you. Because think about it, we've seen it when we grew up. You've seen it in high school. You've seen it with the most popular girl. You've seen it in, whether it be local elections at school. You've seen it in so many different versions where it seems like it pays off to be liked. It seems like it works in your benefit to be liked. But I'm going to challenge you on this Wednesday that you're watching this. Who had the focus, child? When you carving that brow, you got to focus. But I'm going to challenge you on this Wednesday to think of it not as a punishment, but as a reward. Now, it's a journey to get here, because even when you finally see that it's a reward to not be liked by everybody, you're going to have moments where it still bothers you. And you got to, like, redevelop that strength all over again. Been there, done that, okay? And in that period of, like, going back and forth with yourself, you're going to realize that once you find out, and I've said this on my channel before, once you find out your identity through Christ, once you see yourself through his eyes, your life will never be the same. Once you read the word about what he says about you, what he thinks about you, what was on his mind when he put you together, when he formed you before you was in your mother's womb, you would not be stressing about just randoms who find reasons not to like you. You would not be stressing. Is it difficult to fully get there? Yes. It's not going to be easy. Nothing is easy, especially when it comes to progress and self-love. It's a journey. Self-love is a never-ending journey. Just like you got to decide to clock into that relationship you're in every day, you got to decide to clock in to love yourself every day. And that is a daily decision you have to make within yourself. And for me, it took me a while to get there, like, because I didn't get it. I was like, look, I'm developing friends that are liked by people. You know, it draws up envy, I would say. It creates jealousy without you realizing it, because you don't understand why is it that nobody understanding you, nobody feeling you like that. And then it's almost like you don't believe what other people tell you when they say positive things about you. You don't even believe it, because you're just like, I don't feel this way about myself, so what's up? And the journey, and we're about to go into foundation. I take this Juvia's Place foundation stick. I'm in the shade Cameroon. It's a pretty good foundation stick. So the journey that you take, I would say, trying to get past the fact that people ain't liking you, is a long journey. It's not just instant. It takes a while to get there, because it gets lonely. It gets very lonely, believe me. It gets lonely to fully have self-awareness that, look, I'm such a bomb.com person. I'm so dope, but I might not have friends because, you know, they don't see it. Or I might not, you know, be one of the top girls that guys want at this point, because I'm probably the only one who realizes how bomb I am, outside of Christ, of course. And once you realize that you gotta love yourself by yourself sometimes, that is a crazy self-awareness. And I spray it so it gets more damp to blend out. Spray it with this. And once you have that self-awareness with yourself, it's like major, like, because you're just like, okay, dang, I'm really by myself right now. I ain't got no crew with me. I'm walking this alone, loving me alone, loving me alone, loving me alone. And that journey of loving you alone, it's painful at times, because you're just like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why I'm so misunderstood. And you start believing the words that other people, their opinion. You start believing their opinions. Their opinions, it seems like that's the only thing that your ear is resonating with. That's the only thing that your conscious mind is allowing to sit in your brain, in your heart. And you're not finding that balance of the self-love that you're trying to gain for yourself. There's no balance. It's more the negativity ringing in your ears than anything else. And the crazy part about that journey is that although it's alone, it's so imperative to your relationship with God, because in your alone time, you finally get to know him. In your alone time, you build this confidence that not one human can just come in and try to wreak havoc and destroy. Because that alone time, although it don't feel good, that alone time is like preparation. So that when that person comes in your life, whether that be romantically or friendship, you're not pressed if they ready to walk away. No, we're not pressed. We're not pressed. Okay? So I feel like the journey that you take, I would say, if you grew up just feeling like a misfit, outcast, like me. Not everybody grew up that way. If you didn't grow up that way and then maybe you became a misfit later in life, maybe you can relate to that version. But for me, I was a misfit for a good amount of my life. And being a misfit, especially when you don't know God, it feels dark. It feels dangerous because it's like you're all in your thoughts. You know, God forbid, suicidal thoughts come in because you're not liked. And it can get really dangerous because your mind is now telling you things or repeating the things that others have told you about yourself. Oh, she's weird. Something wrong with her. She ain't got it all together. Like, something wrong with sis. She's just weird. But, baby, that's why I'm so fortunate. That's why they say, train up a child in the way that it should go, so when they're old, they don't depart. When I tell you, my parents instilled Christ in me from a baby. Like, they prayed, you know, over me before I was in this world and as a baby and throughout. And that thing stuck with me. I rebelled, but it stuck with me. Especially when I needed it the most, when I needed his love the most, that stuck with me. And so if it wasn't for that being instilled in me, I wouldn't have been able to survive all the hatred that was coming in high school and middle school. Like, I had people trying to start rumors about me when I was in middle school, saying that I was gay, and I had girls just purposely trying to pick fights with me because it felt like I was weak. I had guys who purposely wanted everybody to know that I wasn't really that cute to be noticed. So they needed that to be known to feel better about themselves. So when you got this just influx of just people trying to tear you down, trying to tear down the self-esteem that you haven't even fully built yet. It's like you're so young, you haven't had any self-esteem yet, you haven't had any preparation yet, and they're already tearing that down. And then the journey from high school, where you're now discovering that I am beautiful, I am somebody, it's okay to be a misfit. That awareness starts creeping up inside of you. And then you get to college and it's a little bit different because now you're really feeling yourself, but you got to learn how to be humble. College taught me humility. Like, now that I got this newfound attention, I got to learn how to be humble with it. But the biggest, I would say the most crucial time I had to learn to be okay with not being liked was now in my mid to later 20s. Because in that time, it was like, okay, I gotta be okay with being not liked by people who've been in my life for so long, people who I thought was my best friend and we ain't friends no more. I gotta be okay with being not liked by them, especially when they left your life and it doesn't make sense why they would just not be your friend anymore. I had to be okay with that. And that was hard. Then you gotta be okay. Then you gotta also learn how to be okay now when guys you date that you feeling and they ain't feeling you as much as you feeling them. You gotta be okay if that they not meshing, they not understanding that gift on your life. You gotta be okay with that part. So there's a journey of just being okay with not being like, and especially on a job. I think that's where I've gained the most enemies, because I don't really consider myself to be somebody who's a confrontational, what do you want to call it? I would say confrontational what is the word I'm trying to think of? Lord help me. Confrontational. Controversial. There it is. Controversial. You don't want to be this controversial person. I've never been that. And so at my job or jobs that I've had, especially because I'm a makeup person. I like to dress nice. Being that I had those things that I love, and then I bake with Kunafa from Huda Beauty. Being that I truly was like, different, dressed, always kept myself up, that immediately comes with stereotypes. And people just finding a reason not to like you. I don't like you because of the way your facial expressions are. I don't like you because you put on a really cute outfit today. I don't like you because the man that I likes you. Just crazy stuff females will try to create. And the biggest thing, especially if you're a female, you're going to learn that other females will pick random reasons not to like you because it's a reflection. And you better write this down. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Like, they legit don't like themselves, so they want you to feel low about yourself so you can get down to how they feel about themselves. And the biggest thing, especially if you're a female, you're going to learn that other females will pick random reasons not to like you because it's a reflection. And you better write this down. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Like, they legit don't like themselves, so they want you to feel low about yourself so you can get down to how they feel about themselves. Rewind. Hurt people hurt people. We've heard that all the time. So at work, especially at my last job, I ain't gonna say the name of the job because it's closed down now. The irony. At my last job, because I was like the top seller, and I was good at sales. I wasn't perfect, but I was good. I was gaining enemies left and right. Didn't understand why. Secret enemies, the one that hug you, say, "Oh, you cute," kind of enemies, and then still want to twist it on you. I was gaining those kind of enemies, the ones that didn't want to just reveal the fact that they don't like you. They want to like you inside. They want to not like you in silence. We know those. All of us know our enemies who stay silent. I see you, boo. So that can be frustrating sometimes, if we're being honest, because it's like, man, it would just be so much easier if we all got along. Cue the jazz, cue the violin. But it just don't work like that sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be understandably okay with the fact that even at your workplace, people just can't understand you. They don't like it. So because I was a top salesperson, I had a target on my back. Target on my back from management. Target on my back from other females. Target on my back just from different people that I considered a close friend. It was targets coming from everywhere. And I didn't see it because I have such a big heart. I didn't see it at the time. I realized it later, but I didn't see it at the time. All these targets coming from different places. And for me, it was like, dang, man. It wasn't until one of these females tried to blackmail me, child. Blackmail me about trying to reveal something to my then boyfriend at the time. And I'm like, wow, y'all really miserable. Like, really though. And yeah, it was crazy. So the workplace is a nesting spot for haters. Especially when God promoting you, not your managers. When God promoting you, oh yeah, them haters gonna come left and right, sis. Once you know the truth about yourself, the truth will always come out. And when it come out, you will reap what you sow. Your haters will reap what they sow. What they put out into the atmosphere, they will get back 10 times over, okay? That's just the God we serve. A lot of us want to get revenge on our haters. We want to get revenge on the ones who betray us. But sometimes God, the Lord is just trying to tell you, the vengeance is mine. I got your back. I'm the only one that got your back. I know what they doing in silence when you sleep. I know what they plotting on you when you don't know. I know everything. So stop trying to get revenge, sis. Let him handle it. That's That's a word for somebody. Let him handle it. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't have a relationship with God, I can understand how that could be difficult. Because you like, nah, no, ain't nobody gonna disrespect me. I'm handling it myself. But you're gonna come up short. And you're gonna find yourself in legal troubles and all that other stuff because you're trying to get revenge on people who don't deserve 5 seconds of your day. 5 seconds they don't deserve, okay? They don't deserve none of it. And you trying to get revenge on them. Like, for what? For what? Like, I don't understand. So, yeah. But now at 29, I've seen that I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost friends of 10 plus years. I've lost friends of a year. I've lost friends that I just swore that we were just like never gonna leave each other's side. I lost romantic relationships where I, thought that was it for me. But when you lose people and you feel like they don't get it anymore, especially, and you have that awareness with yourself, it's like you don't put value on the fact that they left. You put value on the fact that, okay, that's the dead weight that I don't have to deal with anymore. And the ones that are in my life, they deserve more appreciation than the ones who left. Because sometimes we put too much attention on the ones who leaving versus the one who's still standing by your behind, okay? So that's all I had to do. When I lost, a very close best friend of mine, and that thing hurt me so bad, I had to appreciate the ones who were still there. I had to stop focusing on why this person just did not like me. Why they were just trying to, in their soul, not like me. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. And then I started to rest in the fact that I am bomb. I have flaws. I'm not the most perfect friend. But I know what God thinks of me. And I had to not believe that lie that I was trying to tell myself. I was trying to tell myself that lie that the ex-friend told me. I was trying to believe everything she said about me. I do not contour it. I'm trying to pretend like I am for this video, child. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to the nose. Who knows? So, yeah, if you don't learn anything from this video, is realize that when people leave your life, that's God's way of saying, you're welcome. You're welcome. Because you wouldn't have let them go. Shoot, sometimes they had to show they behind you for you to realize who they really were. Outside of this topic of not being liked, of wanting to be liked, I don't understand why y'all outside. I don't get it. Yep, I'm going there because it just don't make no sense to me that y'all don't realize is these cases have not slowed down. There's not been many curves that have been flattened in the U.S., but y'all so eager to go outside. Ooh, that highlight is a little crazy. Y'all still want to go outside so bad. I don't get it. Like, help me understand. Because maybe I did a little crazy with this highlight. Help me understand. Because it just shouldn't make any sense why there is, people flooding the beaches and I even see bars in Georgia open up, like crazy stuff. Why the numbers keep going up? Stay your butt home. I know it's hard. I'm not saying it is. I understand that they're opening for the economy. But a lot of things just aren't that important. I'd rather y'all worry about your health. Worry about the health of others who immune system is compromised every day. It's like, sis, stay home, bro. Stay home. It ain't worth it. I want 2021 to be such a great year because we made the right decisions in 2020. And that not just goes for this pandemic. That goes for so many different things. So many different things. And I'm about to go eat my lip gloss. One sec. We're going to take this lip pencil from NYX Suede Lip Liner. So, I hope that today you release the burden from worrying about who don't understand your gifts, who don't understand the light that's on you, who don't understand your anointing. And especially if you're following God, that walk gonna be lonely, sis. It just is. There's been so many times where I've lost relationships. I've had to exit conversations because of what God is doing in my life. I had to. Hair store gloss. I had to. And I had to be perfectly okay with that fact. And God knows how to separate you for a reason. He knows how to make sure that even though you're a misfit, it still brings him glory. He knows exactly what to do to make sure that your personality, that your gift, your light, he knows how to allow it to bring him glory. You just got to tap into that. You just got to tap into it. So this is, and let's set this. This is the finished look, guys. It's very simple, light, drugstore, mostly drugstore friendly. And so I hope you love this video. My version is part 2 of makeup and motivation with some girl chat, with this great discussion of the side effects of wanting to be liked, because there's many side effects. There's loneliness, there is depression that comes with it, there is low self-esteem, there's confusion, but we're going to replace all of that with God's love, with our own self-love, and we're going to realize that we're unique for a reason, even if people don't get it. What can we say? We can't adjust our true identity to fit people's identity for us. It just doesn't work like that. So I hope you love this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on IG at More Motivation, and comment below what kind of videos you want to see on my channel, because even though this is a motivational, inspirational channel, I still have multiple ideas of what kind of content I want to bring you guys. And since I'm new to YouTube, I need your help. So comment below what kind of content you want to see, what kind of videos you want to see. Do you like these type of videos? Am I talking too much for you? It's okay. Just let me know down below and we can chit chat about it. I love you guys. Have a great week. Have a great quarantine season. Remember to stay home until it's completely safe. Don't be rushing to get outside. Your health is more important. I love you guys. Motivate, 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 bounce, motivate, 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 motivate. Bye.